Welcome in to the National Soccer Network League for Clubs action. Here we got Yuba FC against the Bay Valley Suns right here on NSN. Nate Wangler with you as we fix our sights on this matchup here tonight. Bay Valley looking to get their first win of this season. They've been in a few frustrating matchups that have come down to the wire. They've drawn in a few. They've lost in a few on the other side for Yuba City FC. Right down the middle, 500 to begin this year. It is a perfect night for soccer. Weather's sticking around right and around the 70-degree mark. Clear skies, sun is out, and here we go. Underway in this one here tonight. Bay Valley dressed in the orange kits. Yuba City wearing those blacks as they start it into the Bay City zone. They'll move it up the other direction. Some of their key players. 8 goals for, 12 goals against for this team on the year, but back-to-back draws coming into tonight. So they started off the season 0-2 and then ended up drawing in back-to-back contests. So they've been in the fight in many of those. Here's you see 76 degrees. You could not have painted a better picture for soccer here tonight. 76 degrees, sun is out. Feeling all sorts of perfect. It looks like winning the ball back here is Yuba FC. Again, as mentioned, 1-1-1 coming into this meeting. 7 goals for, 8 goals against here in the 2025 season. Luis Martinez has been their headliner. He's been so good with the ball on his foot. Number 10, one of the strikers up front, who will look to improvise as Martin Vasquez handles this one wide of the 10. There is the aforementioned Luis Martinez. Sometimes defensively, it's tough to keep an eye on him, can tend to get lost in the shuffle. But he's a prime target on crosses. Bay Valley. Handling it on their own 30. Again, back-to-back draws for them coming into this game. Have an opportunity to cross it, though. And it trickles out of bounds. They'll keep possession here deep in the Yuba zone. Not much opening up here for Bay Valley, so they'll try to play it over the top. Down in front of goal and going down to get that one, Jared Oseguera, who's the net here tonight for Yuba FC. We'll get confirmation on exactly who's in between the pipes on the other side for Bay Valley. Anthony Ayala, we've seen him in goal a couple of times this year. He's been solid. See if they go back to him in this one here tonight. A pretty hard foul committed there in the middle, so Bay Valley maybe a good chance here early on. I've gotten to cover a handful of League for Clubs games to this point on the season. You can sense the frustration that comes with the position they're in. Here's a look at our standings so far here on the season. Silicon Valley 1-1-2 on the year. I believe Fuego U23 2-0-1 maybe should be above Albion SC Silicon Valley. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe my math isn't mathing correctly. But either way, Bay Valley is set piece. And one that's lofted on. And I'll be honest, I'm not sure. Approaching 5 minutes into this first half. Okay, we'll take a break. No score here on the National Soccer Network.
Looks great. Oh.
When termites show up, so do we. Terminix it.
We're back live, League for Clubs action. No score here between Bay Valley and Yuba FC. And right out of our technical difficulties, a shot on that's saved. Turned away. That was Jonathan Amiskua who tried that one on net. As Bay Valley wrestles it back just north of the 30. We'll see if that draws a call. Just under 10 minutes into this first half. Doesn't look like anything was whistled down on that play. Bay Valley controlling the ball on the offensive side. The focus for them coming into this game, though, is really don't turn the ball over. They've had a lot of issues with that. And speak of the devil, Yuba FC trying to turn a turnover into points. Retreating into the goal area to clear that one away is Jose Valencia. Cannot turn the ball over. That has been a huge issue. Just ball movement in general. Only 2 assists total so far in the season. Really trying to get to a point to where they can set themselves up and their teammates up a lot better than what they have. Do have a couple of comments then flowing in on YouTube. Surgeon says, say hello from Brazil. I love soccer. Well, hello, Brazil. Thanks for joining us. California's the site for this League for Clubs action, approaching 10 minutes here in the half number one. A couple of the previous matchups we've done have been chilly ones. This one here tonight, again, is perfect. Just north of 75 degrees, a slight breeze. Kind of one of my favorite quirks about our weather scorebug is the visibility. You can see up to 9 miles away. I'm guessing some people can, maybe others can't. You know, maybe if you have a trouble with seeing things at a long distance. I'm not sure where I'm going with this. Still no score in this first half, though. Of course, we want to thank all of you guys for joining us here on the National Soccer Network. Make sure you like and subscribe. Also, check us out on social media as well. Yuba City forcing the ball wide, and that one will bleed out of bounds. My guess is a goal kick here coming up for Bay Valley. Make sure to like and subscribe. Covering soccer across the country, a lot of it focused on this level as well. Big reason why we call these games on our platform is the common vision of growing soccer in the United States at a root level. Yuba City playing it out wide for an opportunity. Trying to handle it back towards the middle. And it's sent wide and out of bounds. That was Luis Martinez dancing to his left foot but sending it wide. Played up north of the 45, Yuba City. Trying to retreat to work something back in. Luis Martinez gets tied up momentarily. It looks like it was Esteban Torres who was hanging all over top of him. Now they handle it out towards the 20 again as they try to shift it back for Martinez, who slides one into the mix, but Bay Valley standing tall defensively. Trying to withstand this early surge. Making Yuba City 6th right now in the rankings. Bay Valley 9th. And already kind of playing on their heels here in this first. Looked like Lopsiger took a karate move on that exchange. And then it's wrestled right back by Compoy. But it's short-lived. That Bay Valley back line standing tall enough. Okay. That one's played in front. And I think a goal kick coming up here for Bay Valley. Check that. Looks like there was a goal for Yuba City. So 1-0 lead in favor of Yuba City here with about 30 minutes to go in this first half. Going to take an educated guess and say that was Luis Martinez. So we'll see if we can confirm if that's correct or not. But 1-0 Yuba City in charge. Now Bay Valley has to find a way to crawl their way back. Bay Valley handling it in their own half. I believe that is Anthony Ayala in goal. Again, I can't confirm it at the moment. But already a ton of early pressure on him. Did get to see Bay Valley open up with San Rafael this season. Did a very good job of playing balls over the top and looked more and more confident as it went along. As here's a good touch up ahead, but shut down quickly. Yusuf Valenzi intervening on that attempt. They could play one over the top here. Trailing 1-0, 17 minutes to go, a miscommunication on a pass that allows Yuba City to take the ball back. As we roll past 17 minutes. But while you're on the National Soccer Network, as I mentioned, make sure you like and subscribe. Got a live show talking about the League for Clubs specifically, as well as the MASL, what's going on, the Ron Newman Cup, and everything else around the game of soccer, Monday through Friday, 9 to 10 a.m. Get your comments in. Let us know what you want us to tackle in and around the world of soccer. A lot of what we've been talking about lately is exactly what we see here tonight, just trying to attract more people to local games. It can be as easy as a food truck. And I tend to back up that way of thinking. Drive from the middle and a save. Luis Martinez tried to put another one on. Doesn't necessarily have the legs to get through. Anthony Ayala with a good save about face height. But Yuba City has had a knack of being able to set up the players they've needed in good spots early in this one. Already have that 1-0 lead. Played in, Ayala scoops it. Quickly rolls it back out. Colton Portella playing it off the 20 as Yuba regroups at the 30 and now work it to the far side. Lopsiger cycles one opposite post, and the one-timer is true. served it up on a silver platter. And Yuba City makes it a two-piece. Just 19 minutes and 50 seconds in. Well, Lopsiger, the one on the assist. And a 2-0 lead already for Yuba City. Now Bay Valley trying to get themselves any sort of momentum heading into halftime. This was something we saw in their last game. Can't continue to get off to cold starts and expect your guys to be able to work their way all the way back. Takes a lot of energy out of you and a lot of the legs out of you to try and fight all the way back like this consistently, but they're in this spot yet again, down 2-0, just past 21 minutes in the first half. Yuba City, play it back in towards goal. Getting cute with it momentarily in goal. Osagura, unfortunately, doesn't come back to bite him for Bay City. Of course, for Yuba City FC, they did beat Rush Silicon Valley. One of the better teams right now in the league for clubs. Beat them 3-1 their last time out. So you think about putting up a good performance against that side and then opening up with a 2-0 lead here. They might be onto something. There might be something clicking. Bay Valley's trying to cut it in half, though. Open opportunity for a drive and a good defensive stand. Sliding in last second. Johnny on the spot. I believe that's Yusuf Alenzi. Kicks that one up in the air. And allows Osagura to get underneath it. As Yuba City will try to set up an attack and a foul across the halfway market right around the 40. Grant LaFleur. Now an attempt in the box. Sent out of bounds. It will result in a corner kick. Bay Valley consolidating when they needed to. Luis Martinez will be the one to go over and retrieve it. We've trusted him to take these set pieces. You want your best and most accurate leg in a spot like this. Campoy is stationed at the far post, now moves in. They try to target him, but it won't get there. The rebound is sent away. Oh, was on its way in. Somehow the defense still kept it out. Now another drive that's whistled wide. And Bay Valley gets away with one. I believe that was Grant LaFleur able to back up his goaltender in Ayala and keeps it out. And keeps that deficit at just 2-0. Bay Valley handling in their own defensive third. course, we talked about the league mission in the league for clubs. Trying to grow the game of soccer at the club level, but there's still a lot to figure out about exactly who will emerge from this division in the league for clubs. A lot of new stuff going on, a lot of new teams joining as well. So it kind of creates this air of mystery as to who might have it in them. But Yuba City, again, has shown flashes. Bay Valley, again, just needs to get one in the win column. That's really all they're looking for. Can't keep this one in. Yuba regains possession just past 25 minutes in half number one. Rainbow towards net. Chance for a shot there. It's knocked down initially, but they get the rebound and still can't convert. Mario Valdez nearly vaulted Bay Valley into the scoreboard. Instead, he sets up in the corner. Just 19 minutes to go in this first half. Valdez. And it's cleared away by Yuba. Trying to turn it into offense. Looking for a lane to cross. Martinez! High. And Bay Valley will roll it out and we'll continue playing. Yuba City and Martinez chips it up near side for Vasquez. Sizzles one towards the far post. It's LaFleur that settles it down just inside the 20, though. Negretti. Look at Martinez controlling the pace in the middle. Great depth, great width, that is. Can space the ball all over the place, has good vision. Now trying to force the issue. Gusto. And it's out of bounds far side. Yuba City gets it right back. On the other side for Bay Valley, by the way, Owen Svanter and David Arenas, both with 3 goals for Bay Valley. Shafi and Freitas, both with a goal apiece. And then Amascua, Gutierrez, Ruelas, all of them with 1 assist. So turnover that will work back in the direction of Yuba City FC. Approaching the final 15 minutes of this first half, 2-0 in favor of Yuba. I believe Luis Martinez got our first goal of the game, then a one-timer off the assist from Dakota Lopsiger. And that brings us to where we are now in this 2-0 lead. And again, a familiar place. Bay Valley has seen this situation before. Again, you can't lose a game in the first half, but you can certainly up your chances. And anytime you have to play from behind the way Bay Valley is right now, they kind of got caught sleeping in their last game, and it seems like that rearing its ugly head again here tonight. Trujillo. Towards the middle, in a turnover. Still handling it wide of the 10. Now one that's lofted far post! And they get it right back. Partella with a dime to make it a 2-1 game. Bay Valley strikes right back. Two to one our ball game. Inside of 15 minutes until halftime. Now another ball over top. Ayala had to come out and play it. Thankfully he did. If that one bleeds through, we might have trouble. Bay Valley turning it over. Yuba City controlling it up along the far side. Circling it back. Wide of the 18, they try to center it, but it's knocked down and out of bounds. Throw in for Yuba City as we approach just 10 minutes left to go in this first half. Good save by Ayala. Angled his direction. That time it looked like it was Dominic Giusto. They got stripped clean. 33 minutes in. So Bay Valley working back in their own defensive zone. 34 minutes in the half. Number one, Nate Wangler with you here on NSN tonight. League for Clubs action. Sticking with the Bay Valley Suns this year, who again are just trying to get the feel-good back in the building. They've had a couple of draws. They've been in some late fights. Ended up drawing with Napa Valley 1839 FC. And that was a team that, at least at first glance, when you looked at that matchup on paper, you weren't sure if they'd be able to stick around, but they did. Martinez not looking to stick around for long. Picks the pockets of a Bay Valley player, leaves it in the middle, and it's saved. Anthony Ayala Used every inch of that frame to keep that one away, but it's still a corner kick upcoming. And what looked like a dime from Luis Martinez rolled that one up. But the one-timer can't find its way through, so they settle for the corner and Martinez again. Rainbow to the far side. One-timer can't get through. LaFleur using his head, literally and figuratively. Protects that near side post and sends it right back. Now Bay Valley trying to turn that into offense. Trujillo. Ooh, and sent on, sizzled on from Arenas, but it can't get through. That's the man they wanted. Now Martinez can torch him again. Maybe a little give and go. Where do they go? They can't get back to him, though. Valley Center trying to angle it back to the middle. Couldn't get it to Martinez, so 2-1 in Bay Valley. We'll look to tie or maybe take the lead here before half. Because I know we took a look at the standings a little bit earlier. It's still early in the season, at least too early to really put too much stock into that. But if anything for this Bay Valley team, I don't think it's indicative of how good they really are. I think they're better than what that record states. Now they just have to find a way to get that next critical one. And it might be someone like Arenas. Had a shot blocked the last time around. They search back in the middle for Valle. Can't get through to it. So Osagara nudges it out from the goal zone. Martinez. Towards the middle. Taken away, so Grant LaFleur. Tiptoes out north of the 40 and leaves it near side for Arenas, who tries to roll it right back to him. But a turnover that allows Yuba FC to set up their passing. Over the top they go. Martinez there. Martinez! A feed! And it's turned away. A second chance. They score! And it was all set up by the captain, Martinez. A takeaway, and it's another goal. 3-1 Yuba. Money Martinez at it again. They also say time is money, and it seems like Yuba FC's got all sorts of time today. Bay Valley just can't hold tight on defense right now. Grant LaFleur lobs it towards the other side. Osagara will tiptoe it out to the top of the 18. 38-38 into this first half. And a turnover. Can this be something for Bay Valley? As Trujillo gets undercut, nothing gets called. Great defensive awareness to take that one out at the source. Lopsteiger, who has an assist in this game. LaFleur drops it off for Portela. Back to LaFleur. Little toe touch to the middle of the field. Antonio Manzo has been good on that back line for Bay Valley. They try to go back and target him to figure out how to attack the formation. That's the thing. Bay Valley's not going to give up on how they play. They are methodical. But they need it to result in something. Arenas tries to bend it. Far post. Header is high. Oh, what looked like a pretty feed. Adolfo Trujillo on the end of it, but he just loops it up over top of the goal, and it stays 3-1. Shout out to all of our followers on YouTube, by the way. Antonio Forine chirping in, saying, let's go Yuba FC. This one squirts out of bounds beyond the goal. And yet another corner kick coming up here for Yuba City. Already a couple of these. They've trusted Martinez to be the one to take it. And they've been proficient operating in the masses. Do we smell a fourth before we even hit the half? Martinez powers it into the middle, still loose. Adolfo Trujillo skies it out to the 35, and that's where they'll start up their attack again. Is able to work it back here are the Suns. Take possession, down 2. Inside of 4 minutes to go until we hit the halftime. If you look at our stat breakdown coming out for half number 2. It's pretty self-explanatory so far in this one. You got to stop Luis Martinez. He's accounted for both, either 2 out of the 3 of these goals so far in this game. 1 on an assist and 1 on the goal itself. It's his vision of the pitch that makes him as dangerous as he is. This one fed in the middle. Martinez there, but saved by Ayala. Check that. Vellicenter, who actually possesses it in the corner here. Martinez is back towards the middle now as Vellicenter gets upended. And they will allow them to play on. Won't get the benefit of the whistle there. Bay Valley rolls it up near side as we approach just 2 minutes to go in this first half. Again, despite what the record says, I do think Bay Valley has the best unis, though. I'll give them that. Here's a good ball over top and maybe numbers. They try to center it, and Yuba just has to clear house. Jared Oseguera, none too happy about that. Does allow Bay Valley a corner. 42-50 in. They go the short route. LaFleur tried to go upper 90. Sprayed it wide. Inside of 2 minutes now until halftime. A deep ball. Picked up by Martinez. Why not? Little isolation. Martinez letting the feet speak. And he's turned away. Could only dance for so long until he had that one cycled away from him, but they throw it right back in. Approaching just 1 minute to go until half. Negretti. Cut off, shy of the goal. And then out of bounds for a goal kick here coming up for Bay Valley inside of a minute now. To all 18 or so. If you're watching, a big thank you for hopping on. Let your friends know, let your family know at National Soccer Network. Here on YouTube. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, X, TikTok. Please and thank you, Bay Valley. Handling it into the offensive zone and maybe just doing too much. Valle Tried to shuffle that one back towards the middle, but it gets sent away. Here's LaFleur. Pushes it out wide. Now center. They have options. And it's saved. Oh, Segura. Oh, no, he didn't. I don't know how he went down and got that one. But it looked like a walk-in goal sent away. LaFleur tries for a banger. Segura, a little bit easier this time around. Throws his arms out by his side and lets that one just roll out. As he'll do some fun tricks with the soccer ball here as we are past 45. We'll see how much they give in terms of added time. Oh, great touch. Martinez. Far post. Too wide. Correction, that was Martin Vasquez. And almost curled it back inside that far post. Instead, it's out of bounds. Here's we cross that 46-minute plateau. And how many times has Bay Valley gotten caught off guard by the transition game? Seems like a tale as old as time, and that has to be frustrating to watch continue. As we get it a minute and a half here into extra time, and they try to win the race, and they might. But Trujillo cut off that time by the goaltender in Segura. I do wonder, though, sometimes if the Bay Valley Suns color scheme is inspired by the Phoenix Suns. If you know, you know. They got orange, they got blue in there. I'm just saying. It has nothing to do with Arizona. But maybe, just maybe, there's something there. I'm serious, though. I want a jersey. So if anybody can hook me up, hook me up. LaFleur tried to play it over top. Wrestled away from the top of the box, though. About 47 and a half. Oh, my. Oh, goodness gracious. Segura playing a dangerous game there. He gets away with it. It goes out of bounds, and that'll be half number one. 3-1 lead in favor of Yuba FC. Luis Martinez and Martin Vasquez been a couple of guys on a mission here tonight as we head to halftime. We'll tell you more about it. 3-1 lead for Yuba when we return here on the National Soccer Network.
termites show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Looks great. Oh.
When termites show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Are you looking to play at the next level? MSN is now offering player recruitment videos. We are excited to partner with you and your family in getting you to the next level. To learn more about our packages and what we offer, head over to the MichiganSoccerNetwork.com. Remember, your journey starts with a click.
Sacker down by the end line. Puts us across. Loser eye! And just like that, 1-1. Now Elders may look to take a shot. He does, and he buries it! Steps up, and just like that, Reed Dennis comes up big. Loser eye, one-on-one. Loser eye, oh, he'll be taken down inside the box.
Knocks back in. Nationals got it. Bicycle kick for a goal!
Now Sacker. Sacker into the 18. Sacker shot. That goes off the goalkeeper's glove into the net. 2-1 here in the 32nd. This one played in. That's a good ball. And that one goes in. And just like that, the Nationals now have a 1-0 lead. Walensky puts his far post. One-touch opportunity. And what a great goal that was.
Joaquin Beatty of Ohio League.
Look at that shot from Sevy Roy. My goodness, Sevy Roy with a left-footed banger.
Looks great. Oh.
When termites show up, so do we. Terminix it. When termites show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Are you looking to play at the next level? MSN is now offering player recruitment videos. We are excited to partner with you and your family in getting you to the next level. To learn more about our packages and what we offer, head over to the MichiganSoccerNetwork.com. Remember, your journey starts with a click.
Restoration is more than walls. It's more than paint. It's more than cleaning. That's the thing we'll never forget. For Belfour, it's your memories. It's your life's passion. It's your home. Belfour, restoring more than property.
Was able to get one back, but again, the story of that first half, just how strong, athletic, and really fast that front line of attackers were for Yuba FC. Luis Martinez with a goal and an assist in that first half. Dakota Lopsiger also had an assist in that first half for Yuba City FC, or just Yuba FC. Sorry, I keep calling them Yuba City, but Yuba FC, and that brings them out to this 3-1 lead that we see right now. As we go into half number 2. Some of the keys to our first half, I think, for Yuba, continuing to turn those possessions, those turnovers into offensive opportunities the way that they have. They've really put the pressure on Bay Valley, and on the other side, again, try to work balls over the top. I know they like passing out of their back line, but have to try to attack this Yuba team over the top and really put pressure on their back line, because was just not the case. Had a couple of breakaways late in that first half, but just haven't found that level of consistency that they need in order to win games.
Sorry, what was that? What did you say?
So just about ready to get going here in half number 2. As talked about in that first half, it is a perfect night for soccer action here tonight. Shout out to all you guys joining us here on the live stream. Sir Gene, as well as Antonio, getting their comments in early in this one.
Do you want the graphics? I mean, the standings up, Nathan?
And here's a look at our League for Clubs standings in the NorCal Conference. So Albion, SC Silicon Valley, first place right now. One win, 1 draw, 2 losses. Again, I think if you see something that might need to get reshuffled, I guess the teams at the bottom of the standings are the ones that are at the top. So kind of reversed here. So Napa Valley, 1839 FC, 3-0-0 on the year. FC Davis, 4-0-0. They've yet to lose a game so far this season as well. We talked about them during our last broadcast. They were solid to begin this year. Afghan Premier FC yet to play a game this year, but the remainder of the field, Yuba in Oakland SC, again right there at 1-1-1 on the year. So you think about what a win in this one could do for Yuba FC. It could really kind of launched them into higher territory, but I believe they would probably be in line to be right in lockstep with Fuego U23, who I think should probably be in front of both Yuba FC and Oakland SC. San Rafael, tough break for them, 0-2-1. They actually played this Bay Valley team we talked about to open the season. Looked like they were in line for a win, some late fireworks in that one. Didn't really work out for them, and then look at Bay Valley right next to them. And again, on paper, those teams were evenly matched, and it played out that way in that matchup as well. And then, of course, Albion SC Silicon Valley at the bottom, 1-1-2 so far on this early season.
I'm about to pull the feet up again. They're lining up. Wait, why is it on? Oh, cool.
So just about ready to get second half action underway. Bay Valley will be going left to right on your screen. Yuba will be going right to left. Switching sides of the field, getting a little bit darker here at the complex. Lights in full effect here in our League for Clubs action on the National Soccer Network. Again, just a reminder to you guys, make sure you like, subscribe, check out the other social media platforms. Our coverage of League for Clubs does not stop here. We talk about the league throughout the course of the week, give you updates on some of the teams and how they're doing. Also chat about it on Inside the Game. Again, Monday through Friday, 9 to 10 a.m. right here on NSN. Director of Broadcasting Jonathan Turner and myself. I'm sure we'll be talking about this matchup as well as the rest of the field. Got a lot of games going on. Big slate of games covering everything around the League for Clubs. Can actually take a peek at some of the other scores going on. I know Iron Rose FC and Napa Valley 1839 are playing here tonight. Napa Valley yet to lose a game this year. Take a peek on that one momentarily. Second half underway, though, in our game. Yuba could certainly at least drive that dagger in a little bit deeper if they can strike early here in half number 2. Back in towards goal. It's handled by Oseguera. Made an unbelievable save at the end of that first half. Point blank range for Bay Valley. Went down. Made for a good wall. Kept this lead at 2, which could be huge in the long run for this Yuba team. And when you look at the way Bay Valley has lost games in the past, sometimes it's come exactly like that. Just have not been able to really get the big ones when they needed them. So set piece here for Bay Valley in their own half, just about 2 minutes here into half number 2. Oakland SC also taking on San Ramon FC tonight. Again, San Ramon, another one of those teams looking for their first victory on the year. Bay Valley, they got numbers. That wall for Yuba trying to hold him out. A drive that way and another save. Oseguera protects that far post and rolls it back out into play. Right now, looks like Oakland SC with a 4-2 lead over San Ramon, 51 minutes into that game. So trying to keep their spot atop the League for Club standings. Putting on an offensive showcase, much like we're seeing in this one here for Yuba early on. But not a whole lot of pressure, at least to begin the second half. We'll see if they can get something going. So Oakland out in front at the moment. Rush Silicon Valley taking on Afghan Premier FC. So I believe could be their first game of the year. Again, I don't know if that's entirely accurate. But our first look at exactly what they can do. Possession here to Yuba. And Bay Valley, give credit to them, at least applying some more constant defensive pressure to begin the second half. It seemed like Yuba had no problem generating some quality offensive opportunities. Bay Valley, a ball over the top. Headed back into goal. Jared Oseguera will sit on it and then roll it back out middles. They'll try to pass it out of their back line with Aguiar. Just about ready to cross the 50-minute mark. Of course, we can take a look at our upcoming schedule as well. Here's we get our way deeper into this game. LaFleur inches it back to the 50 here for Bay Valley. They're okay playing the possession game so long as they can keep it away from the playmakers in the black jerseys. They've been wreaking havoc on their defense. Can this turn into something? Bay Valley wins possession back as they hold it along that far out of bounds line. But a lot of games still yet to come tomorrow on the platform as well. Packed soccer action this weekend. Bay Valley looking across and just too high and wide of everybody. Amaskua had some room to try and put one in a good place to maybe get a header off, but it's out of bounds and Yuba takes it back. Here with 51 minutes in and a 3-1 lead. Got NAL action tomorrow, though. Michigan Wolves taking on FC United Chicago, as well as Michigan Wolves 2 games tomorrow. All the way back into goal. Again, Anthony Ayala playing in that spot. We've seen him in a couple of starts this year. You're beginning to think he might be the everyday goaltender, or every match goaltender, that is, for Bay Valley. Of course, APSL action tomorrow as well. Jersey Shore Boca taking on Real Central New Jersey. Bay Valley in the box in an attempt that dribbles wide. But they've been trying to open up one Adolfo Trujillo the entire match. And he's been in some really, really good spots, but you can tell comfortable with continuing to go back to him in that attacking spot. But for one reason or another, can just not find the room he needs. Been looking for Owen Savanter to really get into the mix. Haven't seen him much here tonight.
Nathan, I'm going to go on an in-game break.
Rolled all the way into goal. Jared Oseguera, no problem, hopping on top of that one. Of course, coming up tomorrow on the National Soccer Network High School Rankings Show, we're also putting together a new initiative here at NSN, trying to spotlight, that is. Got a frog there for a second. Some of the top high school talent from around the country. Of course, a lot of these guys are standout high school players at one time themselves, trying to play at a high level here in this new division. As a turnover hands it right back to Bay Valley at midfield, about 15 minutes here into the second half. And we've always talked in length about this on the National Soccer Network. It's one thing that's nice about the sport is that even when your school days are done, there's still an opportunity to continue playing, and even beyond then, still opportunities to get involved in other ways. Try to bring light to that on the National Soccer Network. Bay Valley feels like they still have a chance. It's out wide for a potential cross as they rifle it towards the far post. And Shafi just put it a little bit too high. Had a man there, couldn't connect with him. As we bleed closer to 15 minutes in, and Yuba trying to turn it up the other direction. Aguiar. Oh, what a feed. Busey. Cut down. And they're going to call that good. Defensive play. Believe that was Cesar Gervasio who stepped in at the last second. Either that or it was Valet, one of the two. But it seemed like it was a runaway opportunity for Busey. Valenesser gives it up, top of the 18, back towards Busey on the left side. But it skips off the head of a Bay Valley player into goal where it's picked up by Ayala. Tries connect with one of his teammates near side, but throws it out of bounds as we cross 15 minutes into the second half. Well, it's been no secret that Bay Valley's schedule so far this year has been a tough one. To go from Napa Valley to now Yuba FC in consecutive meetings. It's a tough place to be, but could also teach a lot of tough lessons for a team that's going through a lot of those growing pains. Martinez, as they shuffle it near side to Busey again, and he's offsides, a few steps offsides. Now taking his time getting back as Bay Valley earns a set piece. Of course, for Bay Valley, that is now 9 goals for and 15 goals against. That defense has been kind of a leaky faucet more times than not this year. So they try to fight fire with fire, and I thought they had something cooking there, but an offensive infraction. Looked like that time might have been Ismail Shafi running through the back of a Yuba player. Aguiar tries to inch it up ahead. It's saved along the baseline. They find it right back to him as he puts his hand up and has a set piece there, but immediately continues play. Been playing with both pace and space tonight, as now they'll draw another whistle. Compoy gets upended. Look at how quick they play it back in, giving Bay Valley no time to breathe it out. As Martinez will try to dance his way into an opening and does. Takes a hip check, but an open shot that hits the net. Aguiar drives the dagger in a little deeper. It's 4-1 Yuba. Off the feet from Martinez. And hands on hips on the other side for Bay Valley. That's kind of the emotion right now. Exhausted, gassed, you name it. Yuba has made them work for every inch. And they strike first yet again here in half number 2. It's 4-1. $16 goals against, 9 goals for, and not in an attempt to be overly critical, but clearly some stuff that Bay Valley needs to figure out. They'll play it out of the back here for Yuba with Oseguera. Aguiar sends it out of bounds. Bay Valley to throw it in. 60 minutes into this game. Ismail Shafi. LaFleur. Far side handled. Angled in towards the box. And another save. Oh, Oseguera. Flying through the air with the greatest of ease. Pulls it into his chest. Shows off the athleticism while he's at it as we draw our first card of the game. A yellow has been assessed. I believe that's Adolfo Trujillo. Or check that. Mario Valdez. Blows a kiss there momentarily. You can tell there's a level of frustration with Bay Valley. Maybe in some way stemming from their lack of ability to keep up with the pace right now. Busey almost got a free run off that touch. Instead, Bay Valley has a throw-in right down in front of us. Ryder will be the one to put it back in. And he rushed it a little bit. Referee with the finger wag. Hit him with the Dikembe Mutombo. Oh, Yuba City looking across and taking right back. Aguiar, who's done a good job steering these balls over top. Sends that one a little bit too strong out of bounds, and a throw in upcoming here for Bay Valley. Take a look also at what's coming up on the schedule for the Bay Valley Suns as they nearly work an opening here. Oseguera slides in. Takes it away from a charging Trujillo. And when he's needed to step out and make plays, he has. He looks like a position player the way he operates in space. Nearly 20 minutes in. Top LaFleur can't get to it. Now Busey with room to operate. Leaves it out wide. It's Martinez. Back to his right. Dancing. Searching. Leaves it back middle as they try to filter it back to him, but it can't get through as Yuba will reverse to the 40. Now they lob it far side and out of bounds. Too strong. And the ball back here to Bay Valley. But Sunday, May the 4th, they take on Fuego U23, does Bay Valley. On the road, back at home on Saturday, May the 10th, taking on Oakland SC in that game. 7 o'clock start time for you guys watching in California. Just week 10, take on Albion SC Silicon Valley, so a winnable game there, but again, with how tough the schedule is and having to take on Oakland SC, it's not going to get any easier. Need a couple of upset wins, maybe a big comeback while they're at it. Trujillo trying to chase this one down along that back line, but it's out of bounds, and it'll work a corner here for Bay Valley as Trujillo rushes it right back in. One that's attempted on, and Oseguera, a pretty routine save. Dives on top of it, rather, and rolls it back out into play. Also take on Iron Rose at home and North Coast FC Seoul at home. So a long road, or rather home stretch, during the month of May for Bay Valley. Being tested on the road early in this season with this matchup. And then, of course, as we get into June, back on the road against Afghan Premier and Rush Silicon Valley. They'll finish things off with a pair of games on the road. But a long, long hill to climb if they want their first win, and Busey could bury him a little bit further, but Ayala slides in to gather and rolls it back out, but maybe a little too quickly. Yuba, that one knocked down by the defense in front, but Aguiar takes it right back, and again, Bay Valley able to step on top of it. Ismail Shafi trying to play that one, but here's the problem. Oseguera has been so good coming out from the box and getting to these balls first, taking away a lot of options for the strikers on the other side. Lofted wide of the 30. For one that's crossed back in, and Oseguera there again. Shows off the vertical, pulls it in with both hands. Aguilera. Taken away by Grant LaFleur. Mario Valdez forces it back to the middle as Trujillo pirouettes and tries to force it back in, but wide of everybody. And Oseguera says, I got this one too. Picks that one up and gets ready to throw it away. Can also take a peek at what's coming up on the other side for Yuba. But right now, they're just trying to pour it on. Martinez so skilled with the ball on his foot. Leaves it for a teammate as they try to cycle it back to him, but Grant LaFleur on him like peanut butter on jelly. Not trying to let Martinez have his way. Bay Valley trying to turn defense into a little offense. That defensive pressure just relentless, though. Yuba so quick retreating. Playing it in their own 18 as now they inch it back out north of the 30-yard line. Bay Valley player ends up hitting the ground. And they'll assess the down man here, but we'll take a look at what's coming up for Yuba City. Yuba FC, that is. On the road after this matchup, April the 26th against San Ramon FC. Should be a winnable game there. So a couple of winnable games if they can close this one out and they can get a win there. Also take on Afghan Premier FC Saturday, May the 10th, back at home. Kind of a home and away stretch for Yuba immediately after this one. So decent amount of travel. And then Oakland SC face them on the road as well. So that should be a tough road matchup. So a couple of winnable games. You think 3 of them. And then they'll get tested with Oakland SC. Also take on Iron Rose at home May the 20th. May the 31st at home against Fuego U23. And then at the end of the season is where things might get interesting. They take on Napa Valley. That one is on the road. And, of course, with where the standings are, if Napa Valley can continue to play strong, you might be talking about a postseason preview. And that one in the penultimate game of this 2025 season for Yuba FC. Trujillo, a line drive, and Oseguera got most of it. Caught it back on the deflection, the goaltender. Got the fingertips to direct it wide. But another corner opportunity here for Bay Valley. One thing you might be able to say that's been missing from their game is being opportunistic and opportunities much like this one. Have to find a way to put these in the back of the net. Just across 70 minutes, Bay Valley trying to cut it in half. That one won't do it. Sent away fairly easily, but then what do we have here? Whistle that stops play, and I believe Bay Valley may have a set piece here in their offensive zone. They do. So just inside the 40 is where they'll spot it. LaFleur, the one to stand over it. Trujillo and LaFleur. LaFleur fakes. Trujillo takes. In towards the box, and Oseguera, no problem picking it up on one hop. I'm not sure if they were necessarily fooling anybody with that, but just trying to get early motion to maybe open things up. But Trujillo, again, who has been in the face of a lot of pressure here tonight and just trying to find a way to hit the back of the net, comes up short yet again there.
Nathan, we're going to do an in-game break. 3, 2, 1.
Of course, it has to be bigger than just that one man, too. You know, you figure he's been the focus here tonight, but the one thing you can say about Yuba is they've been able to shut down a lot of the big-time goal scorers. Owen Savanter has been a non-issue. David Arenas, who we've seen in the mix a couple of times, has also not been able to finish his opportunities. I believe Yuba may have just earned a corner kick. They have. So guess who? I'm guessing Martinez will be the one to cross it in. Plays it the short way. Aguilera plays it off the deflection, but it only gets so far before Yuba commits a defensive infraction, and Bay Valley to send it away. Trujillo surveys. Rockets one up ahead, but no issue picking that one up in net. And it looks like Yuba might actually have a new goaltender into the game. Could either be Val Ibarra Luna or Edgar Wache. Can they add another one on the offensive side? Jose Valencia trying to make sure that doesn't happen, but can't quite clear the zone. They're not out of the woods yet. Wide of the 18, Yuba trying to battle this ball back. Now Valencia decides to just try and spray it out from deep in their own defensive zone as we approach just 15 minutes to go here in the second half. LaFleur. Ooh, cut down from behind. I'm not sure if that was intentional. Looked like incidental contact, but there will be a card assessed. Busey, our second card in this game. And you'll be instructed to actually get off as LaFleur struggling to get back up from that one. Bay Valley trying to lobby it into a good spot. Turned away by Yuba defensively. There is a number 21, by the way, on Bay Valley. I believe they may have switched uniforms. No 21 on my side. Back live, 77-40 into this matchup. Bay Valley forcing the issue and sliding in on the defensive end to shut down that opportunity. Javi Medina, first time we've seen him here tonight. Yuba rotating some fresh bodies into the game as we approach just 10 minutes to go in this second half. Again, appreciate everyone joining us. League for Clubs action here on the National Soccer Network. This one's lobbed in, and a volley that's up over top of the goal. Stepping out to play that one in net. Val Ibarra-Luna. So he'll settle it down and get ready to boot it away. Of course, Yuba doesn't really need to play over the top anymore. Just play the possession game at this point, but it's easier said than done when you have a front line of attackers who want to be out there creating opportunities, and they've done a lot of that. And an offsides called, a pretty clear one. That time against Bay Valley, tried to sneak one past, but Yuba gets the ball right back. But the National Soccer Network, your home for everything League for Clubs. Again, as I was mentioning earlier, not just the live streams of all the different games. You can also catch the conversations around the League for Clubs, who to look for, stat breakdowns, as well as recaps, all of that and more on the National Soccer Network. Bringing you that every single day of the week, getting you ramped up for what the weekend is to come in the League for Clubs. And obviously, as we get deeper into this season, starting to figure out who the contenders are and maybe who the pretenders are at the same exact time. Busey off a great fade. Works his way into the corner and tries to sit on it, but it's a little bit too strong in handling it there as it rolls out of bounds, and it earns a goal kick here for Ayala. And there's no time to waste as we do cross that 80-minute plateau. And obviously, as we look forward to the end of this one, maybe a lot more questions than answers, certainly on the side of Bay Valley. Is just like that, another turnover, works it into a good spot for Yuba. Busey, not quick enough to get there, out of bounds it goes. Bay Valley handling this one in deep, and a centering drive. The defense is able to stand tall. Val Ibarra-Luna letting his defense work for him that time. Dominic plays it out wide. See, filter it to the opposite end. Again lofted in, and that time Ibarra-Luna dives out and pulls it in. The goaltending has been where it's needed to be here tonight for Yuba. Of course, as we talk about the upcoming schedule and what's coming up for them, that's something to be excited about. The offense ain't too bad either. An offside's called on this time. It looked as if it was a clean breakaway, but it's whistled down. But from the performance that Jared Oseguera put together tonight, not only that, when you consider the depth they might have in that position, it's worth taking notice of. Could be their calling card the remainder of the season as they carry this 4-1 lead into the final 8 minutes of this game against Bay Valley. Both teams getting whistled down for offsides time and time again. Everybody looking for that one last home run hitter before we close the curtain on a ball game tonight that's been controlled pretty much from the beginning by Yuba FC. Bay Valley can at least get some pride back with maybe a few more here at the very end. We've seen fireworks much like it. Busey shutting down that opportunity initially, but the Suns retain it. Crossed in, far post, header, too high. A pile of about 4 bodies at that far post to Baraluna. Let them sort it out. It's headed out of bounds. It is a corner kick upcoming, so a good defensive stand by Yuba as we approach the final 5 minutes of play. Guido centers it. No orange jerseys there. Look at the charge the other direction. Compoy has that one turned away by Bay Valley, but it does earn them a corner. Play it short. Here's Money Martinez. Not Money that time. Has its pockets picked. But Yuba does hang on to the ball. Bay Valley works out a breakaway and a shot that gets through. Ibarra Luna tried to come out and play it. And what do we have here in goal? A little bit more than some pushing and shoving. A Yuba player ends up in the back of the net after trying to wrestle that ball back after the goal, and we might have some sorting out to do here. The referee making his way out towards midfield. In one way or the other, kind of seems like a footnote in a game that's been controlled from the beginning by Yuba, and that might have just been a frustration foul here at the very end, and one that in a lot of ways was unnecessary. Nothing more than a warning there. I respect that decision. Don't know if it's necessarily indicative of a card, especially this late. But Yuba trying to respond in a flash towards the middle. Busey open. Busey with the left. Oh, he missed on it. Curls it behind the net. And Ayala in Bay Valley trying to make miracles happen as we approach the final 3 minutes. We've seen weirder things happen. This one steered, far post, and taken away by Yuba. That back defensive line standing tall. And one that's rolled out in a great spot, an onside play. Martinez! And they score! It's an own goal! Martinez assists on another. Only this time it wasn't one of his own guys. 5-2, and that should put the cherry on top of this impressive showing for Yuba FC tonight. And that's just kind of been the season it's been for Bay Valley. When they try to improvise and make something happen on offense, it leaves them vulnerable on the back end. Busey, heel touch. Almost found Martinez crossing. Bay Valley does get a nice set piece here. But certainly too little too late at this point. Grant LaFleur. The one to bend it in. A little bit too much bend. Headed away by Yuba as we enter in the final minute. Is this one skied up and over the goal? Well, Luis Martinez, a goal, 2 assists. He's accounted for 3 of the goals for Yuba FC tonight. And even by himself, it still would have been enough to get them past this Bay Valley team. And as we figure out what team has what and where everyone stacks up in the league for clubs, no further than this Yuba FC team and some playmakers they have, including one in Martinez. This whole front line has been a problem, though. Busey dancing, shifts it left. Martinez again! And this time, it's a 5-hole beauty. It's a double-double. 2 goals, 2 assists, 6-2. Yuba FC running away with it. And now the rest of this game, a mere formality. After they gave up that goal, there was really no desire to play the possession game. They looked to strike back and strike back quick. And that's exactly what they've done. And that'll be it. Well, an unfortunate ending for one Bay Valley. They still remain winless on the year. They lose, and that ends their streak of 2 games drawing, as they'll have to wait for another day to see their moment in the sun. On the other side for Yuba FC, straight dominance, really from beginning to end in this one. Luis Martinez, 2 goals, 2 assists. He accounts for 4 of those goals here tonight as they get the win. As we take another look at our standings, they will improve to over 500. 2-1-1 on the year should move them into the top 5. We'll have to see what happens to Fuego U23. But on the other side for the Bay Valley Suns, as we talked about, still one of the only teams in the league for clubs without a win this year. CF San Rafael, again, playing their game. I believe they lost here tonight. So that'll make them 0-2-2 and then 0-2-3 for Bay Valley as they continue to try and work their way out of the cellar. We gave you a look at what's coming up for Bay Valley. And again, their big hope, just get into the win column one way or the other.